So we're back with episode 437 of Keep It 100 with Conan and Disco. Conan is not with us again this week because Conan had you spoke to him, right, Joe?
Yeah, I spoke to him the other night.
How'd your conversation go with?
Real good. I mean, he definitely sounded a little tired. It's been a long hospital stay and a struggle there, but he sounded good. He sounded happy. He sounded hopeful. He had a lot of ideas for where he wants to take the show and other things he wants to do the next year or so. And yeah, he sounded really good. I put on the Patreon, or maybe I said it on Absurd. I forget. But the last time he came back from being sick and in the hospital, he came back in a bad mood. Remember, he was
Mhm.
real like fired up and just pissed.
Ornery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, when you're sick, I get it, but so when he called, I was like, "Well, let's see how this goes," but he sounded really positive and really good, and, as we record this, it's Wednesday, so he should be home before the weekend, the last I heard from him, and we might even hear from him. If you're not available to record or something, he might record something for the Patreon on Friday or Saturday, depending. So, yeah, he'll be
All right.
back he'll be back real soon.
Yeah. So just to give everybody an update on what happened, he had they were treating him for diverticulitis, and during the course
Yeah, I
of
put the
treatment, they discovered that he had a micro penis. So he had to have some emergency penile enlargement surgery, and there was a setback on that. So, well, that's not actually true. I thought that was funny. Did you think that was funny?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's some similar comments in the emails too, where they accuse him of different, fake reasons to be in the hospital and stuff.
So we don't have shout outs this week again because Coda reads the shout outs. So he's going to have a backlog of massive amount of shout outs to do when he gets back. Um, so and when he presents his doctor's note, so we can confirm that he actually was in the hospital instead of maybe on the run. He might be like this could all be a big scam. Yeah, we never know. So we'll find out. You know what's kind of funny is that is everybody now is like it's hysterical. So they said that like CNN and MSNBC are like tanking in the ratings
Yeah, for sure.
since Trump became president. I find that fascinating. I thought Trump was their cash cow, and
Yeah.
I wonder why that's happening because I thought because maybe the ratings are crashing because people just have just zero confidence in them anymore. You
Zero.
know, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of weird because you think that they would just go back on the Trump train and he would just dominate the news and they would do better numbers. I find that fascinating. So
I think it's zero confidence, plus people are using alternative sources for their news and media now, whether it's X or YouTube or podcasts, and the media's reputation is terrible. CNN and MSNBC had kind of been going down for a long time, but now you're right, their main shows are really sinking in their bigger names. But if you watch a lot of the clips now that come out on X, they're making fun of CNN or MSNBC. It's so outlandish and like there's just crying and there's really extreme takes on all this, and people just kind of make fun of them now. It's not. I don't think people are too into all this negative divisiveness anymore. And not that everyone in the country voted for Trump, but a bigger number did, and a good percentage of different races and sexes and all that. And I just don't think that they're selling. People don't want to buy what those networks are selling anymore. They've had it with all this.
this is actually pretty funny. Yeah, let me read. I'm on Twitter as I'm look at this.
Yeah.
So Adam Schefter just tweeted the Colts have gone. Well, this is earlier. Colts have gone back to Anthony Richardson as the starting quarterback. And Don Callis quote tweeted this, said he got tired. I once got hot at a wrestler who stopped a no fans match during pandemic to get some water and rest. Can you guess who this was? Somebody replies, even if it's wrong, do I still get half credit for saying Tommy Dreamer? And then he says, please collect. Then Don Callis replies, please collect your frozen brisket at the door. So, yeah, it's funny too. It's like, you know what was funny is that Dave had a tweet. Dave's a menace on social
Wow.
media.
Yeah, we're gonna
I mean,
get.
you talk about like losing trust in your
Yeah,
listeners,
he should
you
be.
know?
He should be
Because
careful.
he tweeted this absurd thing the other day. He actually tried let me read it, okay? Because this was completely factually untrue. All right. So he tweeted, "Oh, you heard a pot." So somebody tweeted, "AEW lost because they don't cater to casual wrestling fans, and that's okay. Something Dave sees as 5 stars isn't necessarily something a random dude from Hoboken or Winnipeg might see the same way. WWE has a much bigger market share and audience to work with. Casual wrestling fans have a certain amount of time to dedicate to this each week. They'll obviously pick what they're used to." And he quote tweeted that and said, Oh, you heard a podcaster who has no clue about history of number 2 promotions historically. They were either misleading you or lying. Also, WWE doesn't cater to casuals either. Their booking is assuming everyone is a regular weekly viewer. The only promotion that caters to casuals is CMLL. Dude, okay, so I quote tweeted that. I said, this is ignorance of the subject matter. Dave is so clueless to writing and booking that he doesn't comprehend that the reason WWE presents so many packages explaining storylines is to capture the casual viewers. How dumb can this guy be? I mean, like that's literally the whole premise of their writing is to capture casual fans, to keep everybody up to date if you missed a show.
Yeah.
It's like that's so stupid. I mean,
Like,
what does he think the packages are for?
when I watch pay-per-views with a couple of buddies and none of us watch that regularly anymore, but they watch even less than me, they know exactly what's going on from the packages. It's
Right.
easy. It's very, very simple to watch a pay-per-view with a non-fan because they're immediately caught up not to not to the most depth, but you get the idea of why these guys are fighting or why these girls are fighting.
Right.
Because they show you.
And that's one thing, regardless of whether or not you can talk about the quality of the creative, because I had a conversation with Russo today on the Timeout show we do. And I said, that's literally like the style of writing that he like invented.
Yeah.
You try to treat the show as like anybody can change a channel at any time, right? And you have to treat the show like people don't know, like people didn't watch the show last week. So you have to put packages. You have to tell production, we need a package on this, we need a package that want to explain to the viewer what the storyline is going into this next segment.
Right.
That's literally their entire show is filled with stuff like that. And the announcer's explaining storylines. And I can't believe this goes over Dave's head. He assumes that the way they write that show is assuming for the people watching me. That's idiotic.
For
Like literally, you have no clue what you're talking about if you think that the WWE is writing for people that they're assuming watch every single week.
right.
That's complete. You could argue that, and he would not even have anything to argue with. Like he has no evidence. Like everything they're doing is for the premise of like, okay, I didn't watch the show last week. Fill me in. And
Right.
WWE does it every single week with every single show. So
And
this is
even
absurd.
like that's still even regular viewers you need to recap for for AEW and their lack of packages that you guys always bring up. It's always been ridiculous to me because, like, for instance, Yellowstone came back the other night. What did you get before you watched your Yellowstone premiere? Last season on Yellowstone.
Right.
Next week it's going to be last week on Yellowstone. They remind you before the episode starts every week on every major show. Walking Dead when it was on, everything. Sopranos. You always get a recap.
That's writing television. That's a television show. They recap to the audience what happened last week. If you missed a show, here's what happened last week.
Right.
But that's all. And like, I don't know. I thought that might have been the dumbest thing he's ever said, like ever.
Yeah.
It's up there with the thing that like trying to explain how that you can't record the overrun, and like that's on you for not recording the next show that AEW does. We're literally all they do not format their time cues right.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, I mean, like somebody that's. I mean, I don't know.
You got really testy on that one. Yes.
Oh yeah, it's absurd. Right.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.